What happened there? Well, that's just great. Bring it on. Take this. Yes. Hello everybody. My name is Bloody Elevator. It took a while, but we finally made it to the final boss of Spire Knights, the king of the Firestorm Citadel, Vanaduke. Let's get right into it. Now the video you're seeing right now continues right after the Besieging the Firestorm Citadel video from a few days ago. So the weapon and armor loadout hasn't really changed. We're still using a Combustor and Blitz Needle, as well as a Chaos Hood and Cloak, with the Grey Owlite Shield. This is Vanaduke, the last boss you'll be facing before you reach the core. This boss has about 5 stages that you have to go through. For this first part, you just have to deal enough damage, and there will be smaller mobs like Slags to get in our way. Defeat them first if possible. Once you damage the boss enough times, they'll become invincible. Then you reach the second stage. Then the game will turn into a sort of bullet hell type of game. The only way to land a hit is to use this water on this part of the boss, the head, then attack and repeat until you reach the next stage of the boss. So this next part of the boss fight is like the first part, but now they have projectiles revolving around them, so we can't get too close. And Shadow Fire will drop down when the boss attacks, so watch out for those, because with all that's going on screen, sometimes it can lag during this time, and there's a chance you might even walk into Shadow Fire if you're not careful. So defeat any enemies you can, extinguish the Shadow Fire if possible, and damage the boss until you reach the next part. Just like the second stage of the boss, we have to extinguish the head again, but it's a bit harder this time. We'll just have to do our best to get through the stage. In one of the story missions after you defeat Vanaduke, you'll go into the core, and it can be a very challenging mission, because in one of the levels, it requires you to be in a large room, where you need to defeat all the enemies in order to get through a series of gates. Personally, that one mission I'm talking about is definitely not fun to do alone, and it can be frustrating. Okay, now that's over with, we're now at the final part of the boss fight. Except, now we have new enemies to deal with. And we need to deal a lot of damage to the boss in order to finish this fight. But we're not done yet. We still have a few more things to do. We're going to be fighting the DLC boss, and then the series might get shelved for a while, until some more in-game events unlock, and when I'm available to play them, like Shroud of the Apocrypha, Cataclysmic Confrontation, and other events like that. And even then, I'm also planning on doing the Shadow Key boss fights. However, due to the difficulty of those boss fights, we'll have to do some grinding and work towards getting a set of Shadow Keys when we get around to that. What happened there? Well, that's just great. Bring it on. Take this. Yes. We're almost done. We just need to land the finishing blow onto this boss. And we win. And there it is. The remains of the fallen boss, Vanaduke. I admit we died a few times because of a few mistakes. But what matters is that we win. Let's collect our things and head to the core. And here we are, at the core. This has been what we've been working towards since the start of our Spire Knights journey. And that was the core, everyone. So the next boss that we'll be fighting will very likely be the DLC boss. We'll be challenging them real soon. I'll see you then. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you can. That's all I can share with you for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching.